Time to go with the intro. Oh, excellent connection. Was desktop audio down? Hi, bye.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't.
Hello.
Hi.
We've started.
Put the music on again. I was enjoying that.
I know, I think I'm going to have to extend it. That's quite good, isn't it?
It is good.
I'm looking
It
for
is
an
good.
extension, people. I think I need to extend it. Give me your thoughts.
Well. Good evening, John.
Good evening, Ben. And just before we do anything, I'd like to say it's Friday night. It's all in with John and Ben. Welcome, one and all.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm all right. All right. How are you?
Cool. Yeah, I'm good.
Well, now we've got to the end of the week. I've got a question for you, and I want your honest answer, and I want the chat's answer as well, right? We've done 3 episodes now of Propaganda Watch on this channel. Or I've done 3 episodes. Should I keep doing them?
Yeah, I think so.
Are they good?
Well, they're all right.
I think they're pretty good. I mean, I'm just saying. I enjoy doing them.
Yeah, I like them. Yeah, keep doing
Militant
them.
Mushroom says yes in big capital letters.
Yeah. Do them.
Trudy says yes. I love it.
Do them.
Well, that's a resounding yes from 2 people in the chat and from you. So we will not be recording one tonight. So the way that the format's going to work, there will be no Propaganda Watch on a Saturday because of this show, right? I'm not then going to record it after doing this show live. I'm just not up to it, to be honest. But it will be Monday to Friday. There will be a Propaganda Watch. I will film them, edit them. They'll be premiered at 8:30 every morning. And then Sunday we will do one together, won't we, John?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So we're gonna try and see how that goes. And also, should we let them know about the little competition that we've decided to run?
Go on, Ben. You tell them.
We don't know what you're going to have to do to enter it yet, but there's going to be a competition. We're going to decide, and the prize is
Or punishment.
on Friday the 10th of March 2023. The winner of our competition will guest host this show with John. How's that sound?
Spooky.
Oh,
Are you up for it? Do you want
Are
to?
you up for it?
Are you going to enter the competition?
Ooh.
Is it a prize or is it a punishment?
We will have to see, and we will. Trudy says, "Well, I've won, so no point anyone else entering it." Well, we will see, Trudy. We will see indeed. But we're gonna come up with something fun, a fun way to enter it, something you can do to enter, and that will be the prize. Friday, 10th of March, you will be the guest host of Chasing Dissent All In Friday Night Live with John and Dot. John and Dot.
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 Not Dot
Could
Cotton,
be you.
just Dot.
In June Brown dead now.
Yeah, she is, I believe so.
Oh. Militant Mushroom says, that's me out. I swear more than the both of you put together.
Friday night.
Friday night.
Friday night. Who cares?
Who gives a fuck?
Eh,
Where do you want to start? And you're leading the chat tonight, John. It's all yours. It's on you. I've been working my arse off all week to bring people lovely information. It's your turn.
and I haven't. Is that your implication there, my good man?
No.
Right. Okay. Right. Well, let's start. Let's start with the thumbnail. Let's start with old shit Rod. It was not actually. Well, it is shit Rod because both rods are shit now, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
There's shit Rod and there's plumber shit Rod.
Yeah. Well, the real Rod. Should we call him the real shit Rod?
Shit Rod official.
Shit Rod official. There you go.
Yeah. Shit Rod official.
You know my little clip that I took out of this morning's show and made a short.
Yeah.
Asking that's going off on TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite funny.
So,
But
right, refine my memory. What shit Rod said?
Rod Stewart has decided that he's been a lifelong Conservative, but now they must step aside and Labour must be allowed to lead. And he's some old man who poorly sings songs. Because he's got a slight bit of fame, he's on the front page of at least 3 newspapers today saying this.
Just refresh my memory. Where does shit Rod official actually live at the moment?
Does he live in California? I'm not sure, but I think he might.
I think he's got a house in London. I don't think he really lives there. I think he lives in California. And
Well,
does this mean that shit Rod official has taken over from Sean Connery?
Sean Connery.
Yeah, who used to live in
Sean
California
Connery.
and tell us what to do.
It doesn't matter either way because what is he, like 173 now? I mean,
He might be. He must be
look
something.
at-
He needs a damn
at
good
him.
iron, doesn't he?
he looks like an actual ballsack.
Yeah, he does. He needs a good iron. You can stretch him out and give him a thorough ironing.
Militant Mushroom says in the chat, looks like a raisin, so definitely US.
Yeah, I think it's. I think it's California.
But regardless, shut the fuck up, Rod, because I alluded to it this morning in the video. You can go and watch today's propaganda watch. Letting the Conservatives step aside and Labour take over, realistically, in the long run, in the short run, it's going to do nothing to change or improve your life. They're just the second cheek of the same bloody arse. You might as well call both of these parties, the Red Tories and Blue Labour, because they are just the same party. Look at the last 3 years. There has been no fucking opposition.
You know what we should have?
Mm.
And don't think too much of this and don't dig in too deep.
Mm.
But I'm wearing that kind of t-shirt, right?
You're in a Game of Thrones t-shirt.
Maybe we should have a red election. I'll say no more.
say no more than that. But yeah, ultimately, how has it come to this? Like, that the media think that this man's words hold any kind of weight
Well,
to the point that he needs to be on the front pages of papers?
Do you think the media play any or give him any airtime other than the fact that it pursues the narrative that they want to pursue, which pursues
exactly.
effectively the government's narrative, regardless of who the government is?
Well, let's face it, like I said, there's been no effective opposition for the last 3 years. And if Keir wants to call himself an opposition, then shut up, quite frankly.
I mean, it really is like we always bang on about. You're not going to change a system this corrupt from the inside. There's no way you're going to change it. So
You've got to
what
bring
do
it
you
down.
do? You've got to break it down and start again.
But do the people have the collective will or the ability or the know-how to bring it down?
No, they don't. They don't.
Now, don't ask us what the alternative is, because we don't have that answer.
I think it
But what
starts with some kind of direct democracy, right? I
Right.
think it should be like I mean, I'm not saying exactly like a Swiss-based system, but I think you need some kind of direct democracy, because in this day and age, there's no reason why you can't poll everyone. Now, you go for a direct democracy, decisions will be made that you don't like, but be honest, people, are decisions being made right now that you don't like?
Exactly. I'm just going to dip into the chat because Jay says, John, your sound is not too great tonight. Keeps dipping in and out.
That's probably me.
Bring your mic in a bit. Just bring your mic in a bit.
Okay, let's try it from here.
Oh, wow, that's well different.
Is that better?
It's certainly clearer. If you sit up in your seat a bit. I'm just looking at the thing.
Okay, I'm speaking to you now. Does this sound better?
There is a crackle.
Right, give me a sec. I'm going to restart the roadcaster. Remember,
he's going to restart the roadcaster, people.
You shouldn't lose me. It'll just be audio. Right?
Okay. See. He doesn't slave drive or anything like that.
Right. How does that sound?
That's all right.
Is that better? Am I slipping in and out?
Yes, babe.
Focus.
Oh, there's a big crackle there.
What the fuck?
Just put it back up and we'll deal with it. Put it back up and we'll deal with it as we go. Good night, Trudy. Thanks for
going on?
Coming along tonight.
I don't understand what's going on.
Oh, it's fine there.
It's fine there, right? Okay, well, we'll give it a shot and see how it goes.
Well, exactly. Yeah, there we go. It's
this
absolutely
is just
fine
bizarre because audio's not normally our issue these days.
John. It would not be an episode of Chasing Dissent without any kind of technical difficulties.
You could be right.
This
Ben.
is what happens on our show. This is what happens on our show. It's always happened on our show. And there's, once again, there are more people watching than there are likes. And that means we're going to have to send the boys round.
I don't know.
Just going to have to send them.
I see 9 watching and 9 likes.
I do now. Well done, people. Well done. Jay says you sound better.
Right. Thank you, Jay. Thank you for bringing it to our attention because, it's worthwhile. Especially so early on in the show, so we've been able to address it quicker than we would normally. Where were we? We were talking about this clown Rod and the media. Do they just give him attention because he's a public figure? Yes. Do they use him as a public figure? Yes. Do they try and convince us that what he's saying is right? Yes. Do we believe them?
Well,
no.
This is it.
Do we want...
Why would anybody...
Do we want a new system based on direct democracy? Don't know.
Don't know. Look, like I said, we're not the people who have the answers. Don't come to us for the answers, but we can help out with telling you what is wrong. We know what is wrong. We know this system is corrupt. We know the people within the system are corrupt. We know the people behind the system are corrupt. And therefore, something has to give. Something has to change, because if it doesn't, you just look at the stuff the nudge unit are going to do. They're going to change your behaviour over the next few years. If you've seen these documents, John, they're going to change your behaviour over the next few years to stop you eating meat, to stop you consuming dairy, to stop you wanting to do these things for net zero.
No, they won't.
They're going to try.
They might try, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to achieve it. Because if they try and stop me eating meat, I'll go and get my own.
Yeah, me too.
Yep, I'll go out there and I'll get my own. And if someone tries to get in my way, then they better not.
No, they better not. You're absolutely right, because I'm not going to have some unelected, and they are unelected crackpot so-called scientists sitting in a building in central London.
I'm going to have to stop sharing audio. I think that might be the problem, because Militant says I've got an echo in there. Right.
Okay, stop.
I think I can hear an echo.
I can't.
It's very, very faint. What the hell is going on?
Let me turn off my original sound. Has that changed it?
Testing, testing. Can you hear me?
I hear you fine.
Yes. That has changed it.
Okay, let's continue.
That's weird.
I'm not going to have some crackpot so-called scientists in London, unelected, and they're crazy, by the way. They are crazy.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to have them sit in a room devising ways to try and change my behavior, control what I do, what I eat, where I go, because that's another thing that they're going to do. They're going to try and reduce your want to do things like get on a plane, to do things like, you know, drive your car.
Yep. All right. We're just looking at something.
You're scaring me, John.
No, it's fine. It's fine. There's just another screen behind me that I was checking something on. Yeah, you know, net zero is an unattainable dream. It's not even a dream. It's a nightmare, because why would you want to even think about going down that route? The only reason for net zero is to drive Western civilization into the tank.
And it's going to do that.
It will do it. Yeah, it will do it. If they persist in this course of action, then they will destroy the Western civilization.
Yeah.
I think. Did you see that? Did you see those clowns at Oxford Council?
Yes.
Did you see their video?
I sort of watched a little bit of their video. They're like, we're not doing a climate lockdown.
But we are.
But we're conspiracy theories.
There's
say
no
we're doing a
gates.
climate.
You won't be locked up, but there'll be cameras, and we'll monitor your every move, and you'll get fined. I mean, it was a joke. It was a joke. I don't think they realised how fucking bad it came across. I mean, it came across worse than if you had been locked up in your house. At least then you know that you were locked up. This way you just go, oh, they're watching me. This really is the prisoner, isn't it? You are number 6.
And you're number 2, you tyrannical bastard.
No, I'm not number 2.
But no, you're absolutely right. They're just like, we're not going to lock you in your homes, but if you go too far,
yes, we will.
go outside your zone, we're going to fine you into oblivion. Oh, but it's just a test.
Yeah,
it's just a test.
It comes out today. There's apparently 83 councils got similar plans already. 83.
Overthrow every single bloody one of them now.
Yeah, this is just it's ridiculous. It really
I mean,
is.
let's not call it a climate lockdown, right? Let's not call it that, but let's call it what it is: more control. People that are elected, because councillors are elected, people that are elected to represent your interests are now telling you, you must stay in your zone, do as you are told, or we will punish you. You don't elect them to do that. You elect them to make your life better, to make your life easier. And they need to be put in their place. They need to know what their place is. They are your servant. They are not your jailer.
And the other problem is, yes, they may well be your servant, but they're not particularly informed servants, because just because they got elected to represent you, they don't have any special knowledge. They don't know anything more than you do in real terms.
Of course not.
I mean, look at MPs. You make something like something, and I use that term advisedly, you make something like Matt Hancock, Health Secretary. He doesn't have a Scooby. He doesn't have a clue what he's doing. It's not, and really, to be fair, the decisions aren't even being made by him. They're being made by civil servants who actually probably have worked in that area for tens of years, and they've probably got an idea of what should be getting done. Because Matt Hancock didn't have an idea. Savage Javid doesn't have any idea. Steve Barclay doesn't have any idea. They don't have a bloody clue. And you've got to remember, they're normal people. In fact, they're not normal people. They're subnormal people, or they're extra normal people, because they're better than you. Because they all come, nearly all of them, come from Eton, Cambridge, Oxford, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They all come from the same club. Tony Blair went to the same schools as Heseltine and Johnson and all that. So they all pee-hee with each other. They laugh behind your back. They sit and stand and drink in the parliamentary bar at reduced rate prices. They get their scran for cheaper than we do. You know, it's just a big racket. It's a giant gentleman's club.
Speaking of cheap scran, I'll change the subject. A lovely, lovely lamb rump for dinner today that I got reduced from £9 to £3, John.
That's good. But don't change the subject, because speaking of celebrities, right, being used by the media and government.
No, that doesn't happen all of the fucking time.
Right, Wolverine. I saw him today.
Oh, I saw him too.
Touting,
Look at this. I've got Bill Gates' book.
Right.
Yeah, man.
So remember, so effectively what we have here is someone who plays pretend for a living.
Yep.
Right? Extolling the virtue of a college dropout with no known proper degree. He's maybe got honorary ones now. They mean he didn't need to study for them or pass exams. So a college dropout with no degrees and no real knowledge of anything other than how to fucking market, because that's what he's done for all his life.
Yeah, how to lift some weights and
has
wear
now
some fake claws.
Has now written the definitive book on climate change and what we need to do to stop it. When did he become a climate scientist? Because how the hell did he find the time to become a climate scientist when he was that busy being a bloody virologist and an epidemiologist? This guy is unbelievable.
John, he's got more money than you. That's
yes,
the answer.
He does. Yes, he does.
That's the answer.
That to me is the answer. And why should we listen to people with more money than us when they don't have any more knowledge? I mean,
no, they don't.
Bill Gates isn't the sharpest tool in the box. He fell lucky at the right time and he made some fucking really ugly business decisions.
Yeah.
But he scraped by out his teeth and he shafted people in the back and he got to where he is now. But he's not a nice guy, he's not your uncle, and he doesn't have your best interests at heart.
I'm going to go one further. I think I could out IQ Bill Gates in an IQ test.
I think so too.
I think I definitely could. I want to move to a question in the chat from Jay Franklin, right? And I want to address this properly. He says, "So when is the uprising?" Right. Let me give you the bad news, right? If there were to be an uprising in this country especially, it would have to be by people over the age of 25. Let's start there, because anybody under the age of 25, let's face it, they're not developed human beings, well, especially in this day and age.
I would take exception to that.
Why?
I think it pretty much needs to be people over the age of 40 now.
Hey!
Yeah, you're kind of the exception that proves the rule, though, because most people under 40, you're lost. You are. You're lost.
The problem is, like I said, we can go back to one of the front pages this morning. There was a little thing on the top, and it said DWP to incentivize both parents to work. This is the problem when it comes to the youth.
Yeah, that's where it all started.
Where it all started. When you took both parents out of the house, you left the child vulnerable. You left the child vulnerable to mental manipulation. You left the child vulnerable to helicopter parenting, was what I call it, where the parents hover on the periphery because they don't have time to be a full-time parent, and therefore they feel guilty. They never say no. The kid does not develop into a fully formed, emotionally formed adult, and you get Antifa.
Yeah, and you left the child vulnerable to predatory government.
Yes, not just predatory government, but I would say the predatory education system.
That's government.
And yes, but
the whole tone of the thing is set by government.
And I would call the education system predatory. I mean, regardless of what you think of Andrew Tate, yeah, regardless of what you think of him, I think he's an asshole. You know that. I think if some of the things that he has put on video himself are true, I think he should go away for a long time. That's just my opinion. But should should British school classes be deprogramming kids from the messages of Andrew Tate in special anti Andrew Tate lessons? Because it's happening. It's happening.
No, they shouldn't. I was out for a walk yesterday with my daughter.
Mm.
And I mean, we live in Scotland. So Scotland doesn't have a high proportion of ethnics at the best of times, apart from certain parts of Glasgow. Okay. But so we're walking in the country down a hill, and two black guys and a black woman appear.
Right.
And I'm like, there's some black people. And she's like, shh. she goes, well, why would you say that? And I goes, because there are some black people and it's unusual to see black people. And she goes, why would you bring race into it? And I said, because I'm not bringing race into it. What I'm saying is unusual to see people like that. I'm like, I'm not being racist. I'm just saying there's a black person. That's an unusual sight for me. I don't normally see black people.
But my question is this. Is it racist to call a black person a black person?
Well, why would it be?
Because the thing is, white people, well, self-hating white people, the unemotionally developed ones, won't use that term. They'll use terms like people of colour, which I think is more offensive.
I think people of colour is a term you're not supposed to use.
Well, everybody's a colour.
Yeah, but people of colour's that's almost like calling a dwarf a midget.
Yeah, but that's the accepted term, isn't it? POC.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the accepted term.
No way, surely not.
That's the one they use, people of colour.
No, I think black is perfectly acceptable. If someone's black, I think you can call them black. It's like Meghan Markle and Lewis Hamilton, though, right? They call themselves black.
They're not.
But they're just as much white.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the part that pisses me off, because they're not black. They're not white either. They're mixed race, right? I don't know if you want to assign a colour to them. Don't start. Don't tell me about the pop group that was called Coffee and Cream.
Do you
remember them? Do you?
I think so, yeah.
Because one was milky white.
What I will say is this. I've always, because I've lived in a few places and I've lived around people of pretty much all ethnic origins, yeah? And what I will say is this. I've always just simply, I will obviously identify a person if they're an Asian person, if they're a black person. I'll say, there's a black guy. We talk about Black Gary all the time on this show.
Well, Gary's self-identified as black, hasn't he? He's calling himself black. So we're letting him do what he wants to do. We're not stepping in his way. He wants to call himself black, fine. But he's not black either, really, is he?
But my point is,
I don't think you can call people brown people, can you?
I don't know, but I've always simply just spoke to a person on a level as a person, no matter what they look like, no matter what their skin color is. And I've always treated them exactly the same on a level, no matter what, as long as they don't do anything to harm me.
If they don't do me wrong, I won't do them wrong.
Well, exactly. But
if they do me wrong, I will double down.
Yeah, but I keep getting told now that that's racist.
How can that be racist?
Right, so I'm going to
You're treating someone as an equal.
Listen, I'm going to
Oh, I know wwhy. Because you're not kowtowing to them. You're not bending down and licking their boots.
Well, no, the woke logic is this: is that if you're a white person and somebody isn't white, then you must acknowledge their skin color and your privilege over them.
No, I don't have any privilege over them. No,
I have no privilege.
No.
You know, at the end of the day, um, it is ridiculous where we are. It's so inverted. It's the opposite of what Martin Luther King wanted, right? Martin Luther King wanted us to just talk to one another, act to one another as equals, treat one another as equals, and take race out of the equation.
Yeah, okay. I tell you what, we've got so many segues onto my talking points. I can't keep up. Let's zip back a little bit to Tate, okay?
Yeah, okay.
To the Tate and the anti-Tate lessons, which I find incredible.
It's real though, isn't it? It's real.
I haven't seen it, but that's brilliant, right?
It's
Okay.
real.
That's just brilliant. So you're now trying to deprogram kids from Andrew Tate's influence,
Yes.
but you won't deprogram them from Drag Time Story Time, will you?
You won't deprogram them from critical race theory.
No, you won't do that.
You
Right,
won't
anyway.
deprogram, which is racist, by the way.
Yeah, so Andrew Tate's neighbours come out.
All right.
Yeah, Andrew Tate's neighbours come out and they interviewed him and he said, yeah, loads of girls go in there and they come out and they come and go pretty much as they please. They don't look as if they're being trafficked to me. They all seem pretty happy and they're always turning up and then going away and then coming back and going away. He says, doesn't look as if there's anything wrong going on there.
Speaking of traffic, I'm going to segue off into, do you know who Eliza Blue is?
No, I don't know who Eliza Blue is.
Right.
I saw it in the chat, but I, unlike you, who have been working my arse off all day, I didn't have the time to go and...
I've been working my arse off all damn day, John. I haven't had a minute to stop.
I didn't have the time to go and look it up.
Right, so Eliza Blue is a very, very big Twitter account and actually has the ear of Elon Musk, right? She claims to be a victim of human trafficking.
Did she lick his ear?
Listen, she claims to be a victim of human trafficking. And she's this big voice against trafficking.
Right, yeah, but she hasn't really been trafficked, has she?
Well, let's I'm going to try and explain what she thinks is trafficking, right?
Yeah, okay. This will be
good.
good. This will be good.
This is in her own words. People took her image and created fake profiles with her image to catfish people. Therefore, her image was trafficked on the internet. I wish I was joking.
You know what else has been trafficked on the internet?
What?
Somebody took her brain and flushed it. Because that is the most nonsensical thing I've heard for a while.
I shit you not. She said this in her own words on a podcast, and she said that's the trafficking she survived. Her image was trafficked on the internet. Catfish.
Oh, God.
But the problem is this. Because so much has come out about her and the lies that she's been telling. She's been telling a lot of lies, right? And they've been being debunked left, right, and center. But if you tweet about it and you put any evidence on Twitter, you get banned. The quartering is banned from Twitter because he called out and put a picture up from a publicly available YouTube video of Eliza Blue in a saucy music video. At the time, she said she was being trafficked, that she got paid for and had a great time. He put some... Twitter said that it was personal, private imagery. It wasn't. It was a publicly available YouTube video that Eliza doesn't even own, by the way. It's owned by another company. He is still banned as far as I know. He could be back, but Brittany Venti, who is also a survivor, a real survivor, I might add, and content creator, banned for the same thing. Anyone that's calling out this woman, Elon and his team are banning. And she's just reporting them. And her reports are getting, the head of trust and safety, the new head of trust and safety, even tried to clarify Jeremy the Quartering's ban. and saying, yeah, he posted private. No, he didn't. He didn't post private imagery.
Well,
But-
that's a bit like it's a bit like Musk and his, doxing his plane. No, your plane flight details are a matter of public record, and if you dig hard enough, you'll find them.
I mean, look at in the chat here. Juju Corsi says, Eliza has sucked many in. Such an insult to those of us parents whose child has actually been trafficked. I'm sorry to hear that. She has no clue of the trauma and dangers for the whole family.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so Militant Mushroom, as you said, Twitter is saying, Jeremy, you can have your Twitter account back if you remove your criticism of Eliza.
Right, so anyway, let's go back to the race.
Right.
So, who is it? Militant? No, who was it said something about Japanese or Chinese or
Tony
white?
Garrett.
No, Tony. Chinese aren't white. Chinese are not white. They're completely different. They're not Caucasians. Chinese are IC5 or something like that, right?
I mean, I just don't care.
Yeah, but they're not Caucasians. They're definitely Asians. Different bone structure, different brain size, different IQ usually. Usually a higher IQ than an IC1 or IC2, which are North and South Europeans, respectively. So yeah. There are marked differences between different classifications.
For a population with such a high average IQ, how they've allowed themselves to be controlled in the way they have, it dumbfounds me.
See, this is what I want to talk about, right? Because Chinese and Japanese are both IC5s, okay? Chinese and Japanese really don't like each other. There's not a lot of love lost between the Asian countries. A lot of them don't like each other. But Einstein's travel diaries. Right, so Einstein used to travel about the world and used to write a journal to himself, basically.
Yeah.
And someone acquired them, and one of them's been translated from the original German into English. And boy, oh boy, was Einstein a good old-fashioned racist. Holy shit.
Yeah, but weren't people pretty much
No,
all racist
no.
back then?
No, not to the extent Einstein. You need to get a hold of his travel diaries and read them, because I can't tell you on this channel what he said.
Oh, I've just had a message on my Twitter saying, hey, don't forget us on Twitch. Apparently the Twitch chat is going. So are you watching that?
Yeah, I see that. Popcast guys took this to task this morning. Yeah, I see the chat. But anyway, yeah. I can't tell you what Einstein said in his travel diaries because it's that bad. You need to get a look and you need to read them, because he was super racist, right? And he went to town on the Chinese. He absolutely went to town on them. And he went to town on people in Singapore and Indonesia and places like that. The only people in the Far East that he seemed to like were the Japanese. Said they were all right.
Spencer says, when the police refer to IC2, IC1, IC2, etc., what does the
something
IC
like
stand for?
International classification or something like that.
Ah, there we go. There we go.
So yeah, so there you go with the with Einstein and his racism. Just not even casual racism. This was endemic. This was, and it was way beyond what you would say would be normal for that time. He really went to town on the Chinese. He compared them to animals.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was that bad.
What an arsehole.
Yeah. And Einstein was always held up as a great humanitarian, was he? Fuck. He was an arsehole. And a lot of his stuff has been proven wrong, and I still think there's a good chance that most of the rest of his stuff will get proven wrong, because the theory of relativity is a bit on shaky ground, and so is gravity. Gravity's just... His gravitational theory is a bit dodgy, to say the least, because his gravitational theory is based on curved space and all this pish. And
yeah,
I mean, it's just this doesn't wash. It just does not wash. Speaking of Einstein,
right,
Flat Earth was trending on on Twitter last night.
It really was.
Yeah, so Flat Earth was trending on Twitter last night, and I thought, what the hell's all that about? And I really don't know what it was about, to be fair, because there was a lot of different things about it. But one of the things I saw was, how can we see Venus and Mars? Not Mars, sorry. How can we see Venus and Mercury at night?
Right.
Okay. And if you think about it, that's a damn good question. Because sometimes you're able to see Venus up to like 11 o'clock at night when the sun has long set and it's very dark.
Yeah.
Right? But Venus is in a... Am I keeping you up? Do you want to go and read something?
No, I'm trying to sort something out on my screens.
Well, it's really, really off-putting because I feel like I'm talking to fucking...
I am listening.
Yeah,
I'm
but
listening.
you're not paying attention.
Sorry.
What did I just say?
Talking about Venus and Mars and how can we see them?
And why? Why do I find that difficult?
No, I didn't hear that bit. Sorry, I'm trying to fix something.
Yeah. He's paying attention, people. Paying fucking attention.
I'm trying to fix something.
See, if I had a blackboard eraser, I'd be throwing it at him right now.
I mean, what have you already done? You already turned off your audio once, bent down.
I told you what I was doing. You're just sitting there going... And you've been doing it for like 10 minutes. What are you trying to fix?
Well, I'm trying to give myself the Twitch chat so that I can.
Listen, don't worry about the Twitch chat. I can see the Twitch chat here. It says, what about Tesla and his idea, right? So Okay. So I'll tell you about the Twitch chat if you're desperate to hear what's in the Twitch chat.
Well, I just
somebody says hi.
Them.
Hi, people on the Twitch chat. Hi. What about Tesla and his idea? What idea was Tesla's? Expand. Anyway, anyway, about Venus and Mercury, how can you see them when it's dark? Because think about it, their orbit's inside ours.
Yeah.
So think about it. You should only be able to see Venus when it's daylight on the Earth because that's the side that points at the sun. So if it's the dark side, the dark side of the Earth is pointing away from the sun, i.e. away from Venus and Mercury. Just a thought. How the fuck do we see Venus in the middle of the night?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he's got a flat Earth map on his wall. Let's face it, he's got a flat...
How do we see Venus and Mercury? It's a question I'd like to know.
Fucking hell, I've been doing over 200 shows with a fucking flat earther.
I'm not a flat earther. You should know by now, you know that I question everything. And you've got to. If you don't question everything, what chance have you got these days?
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, my flat earth loving friend.
I am neither a globalist nor a flat earther. I will happily be convinced in either direction if I am shown sufficient evidence to do so.
Are you a hollow earther, John?
It's a possibility, mate. It's a possibility.
Those people are nuts.
What, the hollow earthers?
Yeah, they're nuts.
Oh, you won't say that when the reptilians come out and kill you.
Tisley on Twitch says, John, breathe for fuck's sake, you're turning into a tomato.
No, I think that's my I think it's my colour. So you got your Twitch set then, did you? You fucking got your Twitch chat, you asshole.
Well, I got Restream up there, so it sort of comes through.
Yeah. Right. Moving on. What was Tesla's bright idea then? Did we get that? No.
I don't know. It hasn't come through.
Right. Okay.
It hasn't come through. So you've got some more talking points, and we've got plenty of time.
Oh, so there's loads of talking points. Yeah.
Let's talk. That's what we're here to do. We're here to talk and entertain and make people laugh and smile. I tell you what, we make people laugh with that little argument.
I was trying to get you to talk to me, and you were like, it was like talking to the backward child painting the wall. Anyway.
You should have made yourself big screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 5 minutes.
Shut the fuck up, John.
You hate it when I'm right. Anyway,
Move on.
well, let's have a little bit of a intermission. Well, not an intermission, but let's look at some interesting stuff.
Right.
So I'm not going to play the first part of the video. What I'm going to play is a part where James O'Keefe comes in.
Okay, well, I will have to watch it on YouTube, so I'll turn my audio on there.
Yeah, right. So
Okay.
remember, don't pump it through to us. Now, bear in mind that the setup was one of the Project Veritas journalists went for a date with this guy.
Several dates.
Okay, several dates. So they've honey trapped him.
Yeah, this is what Project Veritas do. It's what they always do.
Yeah, they've honey trapped him. And then James O'Keefe has come into the restaurant and pretty much asked the guy, why they were doing what they're doing. I think it's okay to play this, isn't it, Ben?
I would say so because we're commenting on it.
Yeah, so we'll stop and start it as we go. We won't let it run all the way through.
Hey there. Is this seat taken? You work for Pfizer. My question for you is, why does Pfizer want to hide from the public the fact that they're mutating the COVID viruses?
Is this real life? I'm literally a liar. I was trying to impress a person on a date by lying. This is absurd.
Please don't touch me. Well, this is not. By the way,
Why are you doing
don't
this?
tell anybody.
For someone who's just working at a company to literally help the public. You f***ed up. You really did. Please bring the cops as soon as possible. I'm really very unsafe.
Can you please unlock your door?
No, don't let them leave.
Please unlock the door.
Get the what is going on
Some
here?
stuff. Please unlock. Please unlock the door. Please unlock the door. Unlock the door. You're trying to get. Unlock the door. Unlock the door.
Pfizer not want the public to know that you guys are doing directed evolution. Bro, what's going on here? Like, that feels like an interview.
I can't seem to stop it once it's running.
Interesting.
But anyway, you got the
Read it
idea
then.
there. Yeah? What are you
Yeah.
doing now?
I was watching it
Right, okay, good.
over on that screen over there.
Right, so the guy broke the iPad.
Yeah, I think he broke more than the iPad. I think he broke one of the cameras as well. But he grabbed that iPad and he slammed it down. And I'll tell you, his name is Jordan, and he is an executive at Pfizer, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, and you see the way he behaved, and you know what? I mean, go out and watch it, people, because I think it's 10 minutes long, that video, and it does go into quite depth as to what's going on and the questions they're asking. And you know what? It's worth a watch. I just find, well, I tell you what, if you were his boss, Ben, what would you do? Because Pfizer's not made a statement yet.
Well, first of all, we have the issue, right? Let's start with the actual issue at hand. Was he lying, as he says, to impress, or was what he alluded to in the footage, and I won't say what he alluded to, was that true? Because
right,
either way,
regardless,
either way, I'm firing him. Right? There's no doubt about that. But if he is lying about us to that extent, I'm putting out a statement to say, my God, we're not doing that. Right? First of all. But if he's telling the truth, they better fucking lawyer up.
Yeah. Either way, he should be fired by now. Because I don't think with footage like that and what he did and the way he behaved, one, he's brought his company into disrepute.
Well, yeah, I mean, he brought his company into disrepute the second he started saying they were doing GOF.
Exactly. So he brought his company into disrepute. He's acted violently against people who were not violent to him. To start with, they may have defended themselves, but they did not start any kind of violence.
I'll tell you what, James O'Keefe came in all calm and collected.
Yeah.
This seat taken.
And remained pretty cool, calm, and collective, even
In
when
fact, looked like
the guy was
he
laying
having a
hands
blast.
on him. What?
Looked like he was having a blast. He was laughing.
Yeah,
He was.
yeah.
He thought
So
this was hilarious.
that guy should be fired. The police officers said if James O'Keefe was still at the scene, they would have arrested the Pfizer
Jordan.
employee.
Yeah.
So
And I'll give Project Veritas their dues there when they said, "No, well, we don't really care if he's arrested or not."
yeah,
You know, you got to give them their dues there. But this is such a. If this is true, this is dangerous. Pfizer are acting beyond dangerously. If true, if he's lying, and he is the head of mRNA, by the way, that is his job, or was his job.
Do you now see why I say if there's going to be anybody changing anything, they've really got to be over 40? Because how can that be the head of anything? You see the way he melted down like that? How can that troubleshoot anything? How can that deal with insolent or indolent employees? How can that take charge of anything? How can he plan effectively? How can he think on his feet? How can he react to unforeseen circumstances? He can't do anything. He can't do anything. The guy was caught, he was caught buying to rights, but there was no need for him to go off like that. All it did was make it worse. I mean, he made it worse. If he'd sat there calmly and said, "Yeah, James, I really liked this guy and I was trying to impress him and I was lying about it," he might have got away with a little bit of credibility, but not the way he went off. That was a desperate man who knew he'd been caught buying to rights and knew he'd been caught saying the wrong thing and knew he was going to get fired.
Well, let's face it. I mean, he's standing there shaking, screaming, "How am I going to trust anybody again?"
I don't give a fuck, mate.
But when you're saying that, does that mean you're telling the truth? You look deeper into these things. You look deeper down into these things. This guy, like he is fired. He is fucked.
He's got to be fired. You
he is
can't.
done.
If Pfizer turns around and says they're standing behind him, then you know that he was telling the truth, and they're trying to keep him from telling anything else.
I do keep seeing comments on Twitter going, he better get himself bodyguards because he might be ending up. He could be another another notch on the Hilton's body count post. Yeah, he could be Hillaried.
Yeah.
Well, it was very entertaining.
It was.
But then again, I have to give criticism to the restaurant who locked O'Keefe and Veritas in.
Why would you do that? Because she asked them to leave. She asked them to leave on a number of occasions. And O'Keefe, to give him his point, he said, "Look, he wants us to stay because he wants the police to come.
Mm-hmm.
You're asking us to leave. What is it? What do you want us to do?" And then they go to leave and the door's locked. And he's going, "Well, you've locked us in. How are we supposed to leave?"
Well, exactly. And it seemed to me like the restaurant were doing everything at the behest of that Jordan bloke. He was running the show.
I know.
I don't want them to leave. Don't let them leave.
I would have flung them both out on the street. I'll be honest. If it was my restaurant, I'd have flung them both out on the street.
Well, yeah, me too.
I'd have said, take your freaking business elsewhere and don't come back. You're both barred.
Shalini says over on Twitch, "Do I stay or do I go now? Do I stay or do I go now?"
The Clash. 19.
By the way, Twitch, if you want to watch this show Monday to Thursday, you're going to have to come watch on YouTube because we have made the executive decision to not stream out on Twitch because it's killing our bandwidth. So we're not going to be streaming out on Twitch Monday to Thursday. You'll still get the Friday show, but we're going to be moving it just to YouTube, unfortunately.
YouTube and Rumble.
Yeah, well, YouTube and Rumble. So you could go and watch on Rumble if you want. Go and find us on Rumble. Rumble. Just look for Chasing Dissent. You'll find us. You'll find us. We're there. We're live on Rumble right now, aren't we, John?
Ah.
Look, he's now looking.
Yeah, I was looking at the chat. Jay seems to have slipped into a time warp. Because they said
astounding.
Time
is fleeting.
Time is relative, isn't it? I mean, I paused your live to make a cuppa, so I've come back and you're playing. So I'm commenting in the present, future, or past. Please let me know.
I remember doing the time warp.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you're in the past, present, or future.
I don't either. I just don't know. But whilst you got a little bit of a teaser there that tomorrow night we will be doing a music show. Juju Kossi asks, "Are you going back to BNT when they let us?"
Yeah. BNT and be little bitches.
You know what I will say is this: we're supposed to be a Rhodium channel on BNT, but we don't have the ability to stream there, do we, John?
No, we don't, Ben. And we did have the ability to stream, so we can't really go back on BNT unless people invite us, like Sonia, and we go and do her show occasionally.
Yeah, we do. We do go and do her show occasionally, and we bring the thunder, we bring the fire, and we bring the sexy.
Still can't monetize on BNT, which is a drawback.
Yeah, I mean, we did very well over there, actually.
Yeah, we did.
People came and watched our stuff over there all of the time, but at the end of the day, if we can't upload, because we can't even upload, and we can't stream, we can't use it. And it's annoying. So what we would ask is that all of you guys subscribe here on YouTube, because we are past that 4,000 hours that they require to monetize. We're just not past the 1,000 subs. And so what we need is to get to that 1,000 subs. And in order to do that, we need you. We need you to like this as it's going along. We need you to subscribe. We need you to share this out on as many social media platforms as possible. There's a share button down there. Click it. Come on. Do it for me. Look at this face, right? If you don't do it, I'll end up looking like that.
Look at that face. How could you resist it?
Just saying, you'll end up looking like. Do you want me to look like that?
You're pointing the wrong way.
I know. I'm putting that way now.
Did you mean me?
No.
Shut it.
I'm joking.
Whippersnapper.
Juju Kossi says, "Yes, I watched Sonia as well. That's how I started watching you guys." Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We like to think we entertain. We like to think we entertain. I'm not saying we do entertain. We just like to think we do. Anyway, right. So what shall we talk about now?
Well, I don't know. You've got the talking points, John.
Well,
it's your
show. I feel it might be hammer time.
You got another video?
No, I'm not putting that video up. That. I'll tell you, mate. He hit him. He hit him with some force. I'm surprised the guy's still alive. I can understand now why he ended up in hospital.
So we're talking about the Paul Pelosi body cam footage, and I think we were wrong.
What did we say?
Well, we thought it was because of the information that came out. Remember the initial information that came out? They said both of them were in their underwear.
Well, both of them were in shorts.
Well, the
Pelosi certainly looked like he was wearing underwear.
Yeah, Pelosi looks like he's wearing, like he's been in bed, right?
Yeah.
Whereas DePape is wearing 3/4 lengths, shoes, a t-shirt. He's dressed.
Yeah.
And it looks to me, this is just my opinion and the way that I read it. And you guys can tell me I'm wrong or say I've seen something wrong. It looks to me like Paul Pelosi was the one with the hammer, trying to stave off an intruder. He's grabbed his arm because he's got his arm. He's got his arm with the hammer. The police come up. He's got his arm. He takes the hammer off Paul Pelosi. This is what I saw.
Right,
And the
okay.
police say, put down the hammer. He goes, nope. And then, like you say, with some force.
I've only seen it. I only watched it once, and I didn't slow it down. And I thought the guy was holding the hammer by the shaft, if you pardon the expression. And I thought Paul Pelosi had his hand on the shaft of the hammer near the head, as if to control it, right? And the guy pulled it away from him and then struck him with it. I thought that's how it went down. Regardless, I'm pretty sure that guy had the hammer.
Well, I'm pretty sure that
You
guy...
think Pelosi had the hammer?
Well, I think Pelosi had the hammer to try and stave off an intruder. That's
Yeah,
what
I don't think Pelosi had the hammer. I think the guy went equipped.
Well, you could well be right, but what I'm saying is
I might well be wrong. I mean, I need to review.
I
it.
don't.
I
I
think-
now don't.
You
I don't think this was a booty call gone wrong.
No,
I think-
well, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. It was a big guy as well, wasn't he?
I think this is someone who was trying to kill Nancy Pelosi.
It could have been. Right?
That's what that genuinely, and people
Right.
can tell me I'm wrong.
The part I cannot get my head round is how did he get into that house?
Well, I don't know.
See, this is the part that stinks, because unless someone let him in, how did he get into the speaker who is third in line for the presidency? Third in line, right? How did he get into her house?
I don't know. Is the answer?
Surveilled, alarmed, probably security locked. How?
I don't know.
So, whoever 11 says Pelosi was holding the head of the hammer in one hand and a drink in the other. I think I'll need to review the video, but yeah.
I think they weren't both in boxers. They weren't. It's not true. David the Pape is fully dressed.
Okay,
He is. He's got shoes on as well.
okay. I'll need to review the video.
I-
Pelosi certainly did not have shoes on.
No. Paul Pelosi was barefoot.
I thought Pelosi was
like-
dead when he was lying there.
Well, like you say, with the force that he was struck, I mean, he was only struck. He might have been struck more than once. I don't know, because the second he swung that hammer, the police went in.
Right, so Militant Mushroom says the guy smashed the back door in with a hammer.
Interesting.
A BDSM session gone wrong.
It could well be a BDSM session.
Hey, it's all speculation, and to be honest, the body cam footage doesn't really settle any debts.
It doesn't help. It doesn't help. All it does say is it is true. It really happened.
Oh, it did happen. Yeah, it did happen. I'm not
Apparently
sure
he's
what.
on. I was to say, apparently he's on CCTV showing up with the rucksack. So perhaps, yeah. So perhaps.
Yeah, he smashed he did. He smashed the back door in with a hammer. But we know that.
Friday night.
Oh,
Friday night.
what do you want to talk about now?
Well, why do you keep asking me? You're the one with the talking points, for God's sake.
What about the poor guy that got kicked to death by 5 police officers?
I don't know about this. Tell
Oh,
me.
do you not know about this one? It's I think, was it Atlanta? Is it Minnesota? Right.
Anyway,
so
tell me the story.
black guy gets kicked to death by 5 police officers. Apparently, was
Right.
used like a football. Okay.
Right.
Now you've not heard about this,
No.
and you're the guy that does the media roundup. Right.
No, I
No,
look
no,
at the front
this
pages
is-
of the
this
British
is-
newspapers.
This is germane to the conversation.
Right.
You've not heard about it, yet you're the guy that's been doing the media roundups, okay?
Memphis,
last 3
Belladonna says.
Sorry, Memphis. Yeah, right, okay. I knew it was
Tennessee.
something like that. It was that neck of the woods. So anyway, he gets kicked around like a football. Five cops kick him to
Yeah.
death effectively. Right?
Nice. Not nice.
Not a lot. Not a lot on media. You know why?
Because the cops weren't white.
All 5 cops were black.
How did I guess? Because the media can't frame it as a white person bad.
No, it's black on black, isn't it?
And they don't like pointing that out.
So now apparently they're going to release the footage.
Good.
Yeah, that's... 5 cops kicked the guy to death. This is going to look horrific.
It is gonna look horrific, but at the same time, you know, what they've done needs to be seen, I guess, and they should all be on trial for murder. I hope they are.
Yeah.
And regardless of what color they were, disgusting. Now, you know, I've got my own thoughts and opinions about violent police officers. I've experienced violent police officers.
Yeah. I showed you a video earlier today, right? And it was 2 police officers doing a traffic stop, and the guy starts pounding on the male cop, okay, and the female cop comes round. The guy's pounding on him, and she draws her weapon and shoots him in the back, okay? Now,
I saw it, yeah.
I think she intended to hit him with a taser, but
I think you're probably right.
But she withdrew her sidearm and shot him in the back. And the guy went down like boom straight away. Okay, he didn't even go, oh, that stung. No, he just went straight down. Okay, this wasn't like a taser shot. He just went straight down, and she's going, oh shit, and the guy's going, oh shit, shots fired, medic such and such. So the question is, right? Was she justified in shooting him? Why?
Because her life wasn't in danger.
But as a police officer, you're allowed to act to save the life of another.
But are you allowed to point blank shoot somebody who's not holding a weapon in the back?
If you fear for the other person's life, yes, you are. Why would you need a weapon to kill someone? You think about it. Say someone is strangling someone.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're absolutely right. And in that instance, yeah, but was it? Dark Spy says if she had a taser, then she wasn't justified. She could have used that instead.
That's not what the law says, right? The law doesn't say you have to go through a scale of force before you get to lethal force, right? What the law says is you're allowed to use lethal force to save the life of another.
Taking a life to save.
Whether it's morally right or wrong is a different question. Whether it was a mistake, whether it was a training error, whether something went whether she just made a genuine mistake, that doesn't matter. What the law, and certainly in this country, what the law says, you're allowed to use lethal force to save the life of another.
Interesting.
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you genuinely feel that their life is at risk and you have no other option but to use lethal force, right, you're allowed to use it. Now, you hit that guy with a taser, it might not have stopped him because that was a big guy.
Yeah.
And I've seen people being tased 3, 4, 5 times and not even reacting to it.
Just still walk. Like the
it's not even
Terminator.
Still walk, they're still hitting people.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the drugs that people take, you can just keep going because they obviously it doesn't work, you know.
No.
So it's just an interesting one. No, right? So Dark Spy, police officers do not shoot people in the legs. Right? This is not something that police do. So just to give you some perspective,
you're trained to shoot to the chest, aren't you?
You are trained to shoot to the centre of mass. Right?
Yeah.
Because the worst thing you can do as a police officer is miss. Because then that bullet goes for another mile and you don't know who or what it hits. Right? So if you're in a situation where you've got to shoot someone, you shoot for the centre of mass. It's normally 2 shots as well. It's normally a double tap.
And I'm assuming that's the same training you would get as an American citizen at a gun range.
Well, for self-defense, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But then there are other scenarios. I mean, when we get trained, we did other things, because if you hit someone twice in the chest and they don't go down, it's likely they're wearing body armor. So then we were trained to shoot in the hip, to break their hip so they would fall over and then put one in their head.
So Jay Franklin asks.
So let me finish, right?
Okay, you can finish.
So you shoot them in the hip, they fall over, you put one in their head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because shooting someone twice in the chest is likely to stop them, right? If they don't stop, they're not likely to continue doing what they were doing. Shooting someone in the hip doesn't mean they're going to stop doing what they were doing with their hands. Right?
Shooting someone twice in the chest also means they're not likely to continue breathing.
That's immaterial. Because at this point, life...
I mean, I shouldn't laugh.
No, but at this point, whether they live or die is not your concern. Because if you have taken the decision that they need to be stopped because you're in fear of either your life or someone else's, right? Mm-hmm. Then you are taking action. And when you take action, you don't consider whether they're going to live or die. You fire at the centre of mass, and then if they don't go down, you fire at the hip to break their hip and bring them down, because then that puts their head on the ground and you can shoot them in the head without missing, right? Okay, and that stops them, because as a police officer, your priority is to stop the person.
Yeah.
Because if they've gone to the point where you have to take action, you need to stop them. End of story. Whether they live or die then comes afterwards once the paramedics take them. Okay, that's someone else's job.
DW says horrible but true. It is horrible, and I guess it is true.
Yeah.
And remember, people, this is coming from experience over here. John is an ex-firearms officer, so he knows what he's talking about, and I have to go with him on this. It's, experience is experience. Jay Franklin asks, where is this footage? Where can I find it? John, can you...
I found it on Twitter. I think I've downloaded it, so I'll maybe put a link in Discord.
Yeah, I don't know if Adam's watching, but if someone could put anyone who's a member of our Discord could put a link to our Discord in either the Twitch or YouTube chat, or both, we would greatly appreciate it. It's something we need to incorporate into our things, really. It's just laziness on our part, isn't it, John?
Yeah. We're really lazy, aren't we?
Oh, so lazy.
Speaking about
Jesus
lazy,
Christ.
So apparently Weatherspoons are shutting 46 pubs.
In my town centre, I have 3 Weatherspoons within a 5-minute walk.
Are they all still open?
They're all still open. 3 of them. All within 5 minutes of one another. And my town is not big. You've been here.
So Weatherspoons aren't doing well, are they?
Why are Weatherspoons not doing well, though?
I don't know. Because Weatherspoons are cheap, aren't they?
Not really anymore.
Are they cheaper than other pubs?
Probably still cheaper than other pubs, but, everything's gone up in price.
Yeah.
And that's probably why they're not doing well. And that's probably why the hospitality industry as a whole is probably not doing terribly well. It's because the government have bent them over and said, time to receive.
Yeah.
Please, sir, can we have some lube? No, you can't have lube.
I know, it's like... I see petrol starting to come down in price. Down to about 140 something up here.
Yeah, down here it's I think 145 a litre for petrol at the moment. Which on the south coast in the home counties, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's getting better, but should have come down a lot faster than it did, because it's been low. The wholesale price of crude oil's been a lot lower than it was for ages now.
And now we've got more people in on multiple platforms. I want to once again tell people we're running a competition, aren't we, John?
Yes, we are. Well, we will
haven't
be.
decided. Yeah, we haven't decided what you have to do to enter this competition yet. We will get round to working that out over the next couple of days. But the prize, what's the prize, John?
Well, the prize or punishment, depending on how you look at it, is an evening with me.
It's to become the co-host of Chasing Dissent All In on Friday, March the 10th, 2023 with John.
Yeah.
So you're competing to become John's co-host.
You're competing to become my biatch.
Indeed. And we'll work out how you can enter that and how you can win that in due course. We might just end up doing one of them spinny wheel things. We will see. Shalini says, "Oh, cool." Indeed, it will be a big good one, because I am otherwise indisposed on that date. So John will need a co-host, and it's gonna be one of you.
It's going to be one of you.
I would say I'll watch it live, but I won't.
Here's a question for the chattish people in the chattish room. Okay.
Go on then.
Anyone got a water smart meter? Now I saw someone tweeting today saying they were that the water company had written to them saying they were going to install a water smart meter.
DW says yep.
Now, and this might sound petty. Where does this water smart meter get its power from?
That's a very good question. And DW says bastards installed it without consent.
So where does it get its power from, DW? Because I don't think it will generate enough power off a wee water wheel inside your pipe to send a 5G signal out to report back to the mothership. So who plugged it in, and whose power did they plug it in to?
Probably yours.
Well, then surely you should be charging them.
Perhaps.
Especially with the cost of power these days.
He says not sure, a bit like the smart gas meter.
Yeah. Whose power does that use? Because if it's yours, you may want to query that.
Yeah, it's a very good question. It's a very good question. I mean, I don't have a water smart
And
meter.
If they say, oh, but it only uses a tiny amount of power, and all you need to say is, that's okay, I'll just give you a tiny amount of a bill.
Oh, I have a bit of an update. I've signed up to Good Internet. It'll be here probably within the next 2 months. I know that's a long time, but I don't know if all of you people, you must have seen it in your area. Lightning Fibre have been digging up the roads all over the country and installing gigabit internet lines. Well, ours is about to be connected, and it's cheaper than what I'm currently paying for 1 gigabyte,
Up
speed,
and down.
Up and down.
That should help with streaming.
I've signed up. So hopefully we'll have much better, much stronger connections, because I'm going to run a line out here as well. I'm gonna do it through the power lines. So regardless, it should be fine. It should be fine. So we should have the ability to stream properly again, and I won't have to use my phone anymore.
Yes, a 1-to-1 ratio. 1 gig up and down. Proper full fibre to the premises.
Yes.
Yes, that's what we want. That's what we want.
Well, that's what I'm getting for £39 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take that.
Right. We're going to be on freeform chat soon because I've only got one topic left.
Right.
So the Tories are forecast to lose how many seats in the next election at the moment?
It's a lot.
Guess how many?
Go on.
231. And there's something we're not wrong about, because I think we're pretty much set in stone that we said if Rishi Sunak got into the position of Prime Minister, they will not get elected. They are unelectable with him as Prime Minister.
How do more people not watch this shit with all the stuff we get right? I've got to query it. I've got to query it. We're very rarely wrong, John.
No, we are very rarely wrong. I mean, I was wrong today. I said something today, and you know what? I answered too quickly, and that clown Alistair Campbell had said something about voting, and I said, well, what's the point when only 30% of the people turn out to vote? And of course, someone corrected me, and they were quite right to correct me because I was wrong. Because the last general election, I think it was about 65% of the voting population turned out. What I should have said was only 30% of the people actually vote for the winning party.
Yeah, that's true. It's about 32% usually.
Yeah. That's true. But I didn't phrase it as such, and I was wrong, and it was pointed out to me, and I said, sir, you are correct. However, it still means that 20 to 40% of the people, of all the people, don't classify as the voting public. And someone replied to me in a lovely, lovely way, didn't they?
Yeah, go on, read us the reply.
Well, I don't have it to. Well, I probably do have it to hand.
I can grab it if you'd like.
Well, you read it then. You grab it and read it.
Let me.
Yeah, I've got too many tweets here. I've been tweeting too much today.
Yeah, you have. Jesus
Despite
Christ.
my working.
You've not just been tweeting too much. You've been bloody hell. You know what? I don't have it.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll surmise it. She said, it would be wonderful if everyone who was corrected responded in such what was it she said? Responded in such a relevant way or something like that. It was nicer than that, though. She did say it was nicer than that.
Yeah, she said you were basically lovely.
Yeah, and I felt that was lovely.
I'm gonna send you something, John.
What are you gonna send me?
I'm gonna send you something on Twitter, and I've just seen this and I'm horrified. So here we go. Let's go there. Right.
Yeah, the black cops are all black.
Watch this.
Uh-huh. Do you want to hear this? And I quote CNN here, right? This is a quote from CNN, right? Opinion. The police who killed Tyre Nichols were black, but they might still have been driven by racism. Opinion by Van Jones of CNN. Now, how
is that man still employed?
How how does that make sense? And what reality does that make sense? Right, what were you going to show me, Ben? What are you going to show me?
Go and look in your. I've sent it to you on Twitter.
You've sent it to me on the Twitter chat. Is this the bacon?
Look at that. Isn't that wonderful?
This is a thing I just can't get my head around. Why do vegans always look for things like bacon that look like bacon and taste like bacon and cook like bacon, but make them out of vegetables? Why? Why do you do this?
I tell you why they do it.
Because they really want bacon.
It's either they really want bacon, or they think they can convert others with it.
No, you can't.
No,
you can't.
Look, hello, vegan bacon made from mushrooms. BLTs, here we come. Bacon by Meat the Mushroom. It's not bacon.
No, it's not bacon. It's mushrooms.
It's like they make like chicken nuggets, right? And they call them like chicken nuggets.
It's not chicken nuggets.
Why?
It's not chicken.
Why? Why not just call it what it is? Shite.
Yeah, just call it mega processed plants that are trying to kill you dressed up as bacon.
Yeah.
Because and this is the part of veganism that I don't get, right? Because a lot of them do it on kind of, oh, it's a fluffy little animal. They don't want to die. I don't want to eat something with a face. But what makes you think a plant doesn't want to die either? What makes you think a plant doesn't have a defense mechanism? Just because it can't run away doesn't mean that it doesn't have a defense mechanism, because plants are devious little bastards, right?
Yeah.
They are tiny, or big, chemical factories. And what they do is they produce chemicals that will interfere with your chemicals and sometimes
Yes.
even kill you to stop you eating them. Do you know that if you ate 400 to 800 grams of raw almonds, you would almost certainly die?
I
Did you
not
know that? Well, now you do. So don't eat 400 to 800 grams of raw almonds in one go.
I'll tell you a story.
Go on.
Story. My mother-in-law, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. Has been a vegetarian, now vegan, for the entire time I've known her, probably longer, right? Pretty much all her life. Until she goes out on the piss. Then she gets a kebab.
What's the point in denying yourself the simple pleasures of eating?
Well, this is it. I mean, let's face it. The reason we have canines is to eat meat.
Well, it's that's to grab hold of the meat and hold it long enough that you can kill it with your hands or paws.
Yeah. My other half, as Juju Cossie says, my other half, Dreadeye, says, liberate the vegetables and eat mud. No.
Well, yeah, the EU have approved putting crickets into food products, haven't they?
I don't care.
No, I don't care either, and it won't affect me because I don't buy processed food. I don't let someone else process my food. I cook my own food, and I won't go and buy stuff that's been made. If it's here's a tip, people: if it's got more than 5 ingredients, right,
leave it,
and it's got sugar in the first 3, don't fucking touch it.
Well, this is it, and I think it was Woody Harrelson that made a video saying they're basically trying to kill you and poison you with all this shit processed food.
Of course they are.
Vote with your wallet, people, because if you don't buy the shit, they won't make the shit.
See if you go into a supermarket, it's really easy to shop. All you do is go round the outside. You never need to go in the middle.
He's right.
That's true.
You only need to go in the middle if you need bog roll and toothpaste.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely right. You know, I sometimes I get chicken nuggets. You know, sometimes I do when I can't be. I cheat, shall we say? Sometimes.
Yep.
But most of the time, I never really have any more than 3 to 5 actual ingredients on my plate because I know what I'm making and. People will say, "Oh, that's very." It's not expensive. You can get really cheap stuff. You can get really cheap. You can still get quite cheap meat some places, and you also can make it last. Like when I do a roast on a Sunday, oftentimes there's enough meat left over for the wife to make her and the kids a curry. You know.
Yeah.
We make it last, but John's absolutely right. If you want chips, get value potatoes. Make chips, right?
Yeah.
And it's a lot cheaper doing it that way. I might add.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You'd be surprised how many French fries you get out of one potato. You'd be absolutely shocked and surprised how many French fries you get out of one potato. Probably a McDonald's large French fries is probably 2 potatoes, if that. So
if that.
If that. So. But he's right. You're right. Just go around the outside of the supermarket. You get you get your milks. Morrison's, for example.
You get vegetables, dairy, meat, cheese. That's all you need. It's a simple life.
I'll tell you what. I'm a stickler for extra mature cheddar.
Oh, I do like a bit of blue Stilton.
I don't like Stilton.
I do. I've even had a bit of stinking Bishop. That's all right. I do quite like blue cheese, I must admit. Anyway, Zelensky, our friend in Ukraine, right?
The actor, the actor.
Yeah, says that he needs the tanks quicker.
Is he? Did you see the Defense of Ukraine tweet with the leopards on it?
They fucking lost it. They've been doing that for about a week or so now. But that account has completely lost it, and it's making it easier and easier to make a complete and utter fool out of it because
Yeah.
It's tweeting some shit now. It really is.
It really is, and you have to wonder if it is a troll that's just signed up to Twitter Blue, right? You have to wonder.
No, it's got an
Because
official. It's got an
I
official
don't
stamp.
know how. How has it got an official stamp? Because the shit it comes out with, it glorifies violence for one.
Yeah, I know.
And then it just trolls. It
I-
just trolls.
Yeah, it really is ridiculous. And you know what? Twitter don't take any cognizance of it because it's Ukraine. Everything Ukraine does is okay. I mean, it's just like did you see Biden's tweet today? The one I made the short about.
Yeah.
Yeah. The brutality of Ukraine. The brutality of Ukrainian aggression has been caused by Russia.
I'll tell you what's been completely and utterly memory
You
hold.
got that right.
Yeah. But I'll tell you something that's been completely and utterly memory hold.
What?
And has not been mentioned again by the mainstream media. And this is very telling, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Ukraine bombed Poland.
Yeah.
Anybody
they
remember
did.
that?
Yeah, no, I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, because the mainstream media
And
don't
tried
seem
to blame
remember that.
Russia.
Yeah, no, didn't just try to blame Russia. Zelensky basically said, "Look, Russia's bombed Poland, nuke them."
Yeah, he did that. He did.
He did.
He did. He asked for nuclear
was
weapons
them.
to be used, and it was them. It was them. It was blatantly them, and we said it was them from the word go. I said it was them from the word go.
It could have only been them. I mean, the logistics of the entire situation said that it could have only been Ukrainian weapons that did this. And yet, Zelensky went on camera in his bathroom. I think that's where he was. And he's like, "Look, Russia, their brutality. They have now bombed Poland. They have now bombed Poland, everybody." No, they didn't. You did.
Russia. I think Zelensky needs the tanks in a hurry because his buyers obviously desperate for them. Because he's obviously going to sell. He's not going to put them in danger. He's going to sell them straight away, isn't he? They'll be straight in his face. So I still can't get my head around this, right? So
Right.
Spain's sending 53 tanks.
53 tanks.
53 tanks. UK sending
53 tanks.
14.
We're sending 14. Yeah.
14 tanks. Germany's sending 30.
My question is this. Right?
Hold on. Germany's sending 30 tanks.
I think so. For...
And US is sending 30 tanks.
Right.
That's what? That's about 130 tanks.
Yeah.
How many tanks does Mr. Putin have?
Thousands. He has thousands.
No, he has over 11,000 tanks.
My question is this: how quickly are these tanks going to just get destroyed?
Good question. Good. Well, you see, I think they're sending the tanks because they want to see how they'll do against Russian tanks. I think that's the only reason they're sending them.
Oh, that's... Speaking of Ukrainians, did you see that footage I showed you yesterday from the news of the Ukrainian refugees who were not wanting to stay in Birmingham?
Yes, and they were racist.
Just a bit.
But the Ukrainians, what'd you expect? I mean, too many Muslims.
That's what they said. That's what they said.
And I
not us.
quote, Ukrainian refugees said there are too many Muslims and too many black people.
Yeah, that's what they said.
They said that.
And they were eventually moved out of the area because of their racism.
But why would you expect anything else though? Because I mean, it was
Ukraine,
only 2016 that BBC did a documentary on the racism and Nazism in Ukraine.
But you've got to remember, Ukraine is also pretty much ethnically homogenous, right?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Japan.
Yeah, it's like Scotland.
And they were literally saying, that they feared for their safety because of people who were a different colour. That's what the Ukrainian refugees were saying.
Yeah.
Right? It beggars me. Adam says, Channel 4 aired a Jewish lady tonight who said that Ukrainian Nazis were devastating to her family. Is the narrative shifting? Because that's 2 days on the news.
Do you remember the poll?
The poll.
Do you not remember the poll? There was a
No.
poll the other day saying, who do you support? Russia. Russia or Ukraine, right?
Oh, and Russia came out.
And
quite
Russia
on top,
Russia
didn't it?
came out with something like 62% of the vote.
Yeah,
And
I
there
saw
were
that.
over 70,000 votes. So it wasn't. It was like a YouGov poll if YouGov polls were real.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably about 100 times the sample size of a YouGov poll.
More like 1,000.
Yeah,
So yeah, so 62% of the people that voted said Russia. They support Russia.
so do we think that the mainstream media has taken that on board? Because they seem to be airing things that are much more critical of at least the Ukrainian refugees at the moment.
Well, and the other thing you've got to bear in mind is all the Ukrainian leaders are now leaving. They're leaving their posts.
Yeah, they are.
And
They are
shortly
fleeing.
thereafter the country, because I think they know it's coming to an end.
Yeah, but some of the Russians have jumped ship as well, haven't they?
Yeah. But I can't see how I can't see how this ends well for Ukraine.
No, you're absolutely right. Andy's in a bit of bother, isn't he? Prince Andrew, he's been kicked out
Yeah,
by and his teddy bears have been kicked out as well.
I feel for the teddy bears.
I feel for the teddy bears as well for having to spend time with Prince Andrew. I can only imagine the horrors that they have seen. I can only imagine. You know, let's take a minute. Let's take a minute's silence for Prince Andrew's teddy bears here for a minute, shall we, guys?
Prince Andrew's teddy bears.
Oh dear.
What about that cathedral that went on fire in St John's Wood?
I didn't know.
Oh, there was a big, very historic cathedral went on fire.
Another Christian building on fire.
There's a mosque just round the corner.
I mean, I will say that across Europe, there've been an awful lot of church fires these last few years, haven't there?
Yeah.
An awful lot of church fires.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, obviously the most famous of it all. Hopefully they rebuild that properly, because did you see some of the monstrosities they wanted to do to it? Oh, let's give it a big glass spire. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I see that.
Belladonna says the teddies are now over 18 years old, so I think the inference is he's not really interested in them anymore.
Oh dear. Right. I've got something I want to talk to you about.
What do you want?
You might not know anything about this, so I'm going to sort of preface it and explain the situation, right? There's a man on TikTok. His name is Paul Breach. Paul Breach. He has, he first of all, he was called Snapshot Eye, and then he was called Beauty Beyond the Eye, and then he got banned, and we don't really know why. And then he's back again, it's like Beauty Beyond the Eye, hey, or something. But I can't decide whether this guy's a predator or a victim. And I think it's something we have to do a deep dive into, because he has been targeted by so many YouTubers now who have done hours-long deep dive videos into him, calling him this, that, and the other. And it's a tough one for me, because some of the girls that he has been with, sleep with, this guy's in his 40s, have been like 16 to 18,
Okay.
which is legal, right?
In this country, yeah.
He's in this country.
Right, okay.
And yet he keeps getting called like a pedo, a pervert, and he has all of these videos made exposing him, and it's something we need to, I think, look a bit deeper into. But I can't decide, is this guy a predator? And some of the people in the chat might know about this because it's blown up all over YouTube, right? Over the last couple of weeks. Is this guy a predator, or is this guy a victim of bullying? I can't work it out.
I don't know anything about him, so I can't really comment. I tell you, I do know a little bit about Logan Paul.
He's fucked, isn't he?
He's apologised to CoffeeZilla.
Yeah, he's apologised to CoffeeZilla, and he appears to have apologised to the CryptoZoo victims.
Kinda.
Kinda.
He's putting up 1.3 million of his own money, he says, to recompense some of them.
Not in actual dollars. He's putting up Ethereum.
Yeah, to recompense some of them. Right?
Yeah, the ones that are still holding.
Yeah, so that doesn't help the people that don't have anything. But he is undertaking to finish the game. So, yeah. We'll see how that works out.
So whoever 11 says he's just doing what is required to avoid lawsuit. I think lawsuits are coming anyway.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure people are suing him anyway.
But he did have to eat humble pie.
Yeah, because he made that stupid video going, CoffeeZilla is a criminal. And he shouldn't have done it. He basically reacted out of emotion, didn't he?
Yeah.
He reacted out of emotion, and he's been a little bit stupid. He's been a bit... But this is not Logan's first gaffe. This is not his first rodeo.
It's not his first rodeo, is it?
No.
Who's Alan Cumming?
Alan Cummings? Or Cumming?
Alan Cumming. He's just handed back his OBE. He's an actor. He's a Scottish actor.
Yeah, I know he is.
What was he in? I don't recognise him.
He was in that Spy Kids flick. Remember that Spy Kids flick?
Never watched it.
Well, he was in X-Men 2. He was in X-Men 2 as the blue one, Nightcrawler.
Okay. Well, apparently he's handed back his OBE after his eyes were opened. About all this bad stuff that the British Empire did. So, more virtue signalling shit.
So, yeah, that sounds like more virtue signalling shit. It does. But actually, I will say this, regardless of that, he, from what I've seen him in, pretty good actor, right? Separate the art from the artist, pretty good actor. But yeah, more virtue signalling shit. And of course, the British Empire did bad things. I'm not excusing that. I'm not going to say it didn't. What country on this earth hasn't?
Well, show me an empire that hasn't. Yeah, exactly.
Well, not just an empire. Show me a country that hasn't.
Well, yeah. I mean, Spain went over to South America and killed everyone.
Conquistadors, yeah.
Yeah, but not necessarily by sword, mainly by smallpox.
Yep.
I mean, they basically wiped out the Aztecs.
Inadvertently, yeah.
Yeah, whoops.
Well, to be fair,
bad.
To be fair, the Aztecs were cutting people's hearts out for the sun god.
Yeah,
and,
they were. But it was only their own people.
Yeah, but you know.
And they were only young virgin girls that they did it to, so it didn't affect that much of the population.
Well, my point is this: they probably weren't the most civilized of people. They might have built nice-looking structures, but they did like a bit of murder.
I don't even think they built those structures. Those structures, I think, preceded them. I think they just inherited those structures because when
Stick
you
your
look,
hair up.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's aliens, but when you look at those megalithic structures, right? The ones that were built, there's two definite standards of building. There's a very, very good quality building in the what would you call it, the older buildings, the foundations and stuff, and then there's stuff that's been tacked on top that looks like it was built by some Yorkshireman doing a dry stone wall, you know. So I think the Aztecs inherited them and then added to them. But hey, that's Graham Hancock's thing, and he's getting derided for that because that's the most dangerous documentary in the world, isn't it? According to mainstream media.
But all I'm saying, going back to the point that I'm making, is pretty much every civilization you can look into, every country you can look into, were not virtuous. They were not virtuous.
Well,
And as Mr. Jungle Griffin says here, it was a dog-eat-dog world those days. And
it
and
still
absolutely,
is.
I mean,
Do
yeah,
you
it
think?
still is.
Do you think? I mean, just take this in isolation, just for a minute, and think: who does this benefit, right? In the long term, if China goes into Africa and does all its Belt and Road initiatives in Africa and makes things better for them and all that, and gets property and ownership of things in return, who do you think is benefiting here more than anything?
Well, China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because China's not going to do it for nothing.
Well, no, China is basically annexing Africa bit by bit.
Yeah.
That is what
and
they're
to be fair,
doing.
they're annexing a lot of Europe as well, especially
And
Eastern Europe.
they've annexed Dan Andrews.
Yes. And
Yes,
they've got, Australia. I mean, once they take Taiwan, Australia and New Zealand won't be far behind.
Well, no, and for some reason, Xi Jinping does seem to be hell bent on some kind of world domination.
Well, yeah, I can understand why. I'm going to do a video about Xi Jinping because he's an interesting
Yeah, you said you were
character.
gonna. You said you were gonna do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I am.
yeah, but he is hell bent on some kind of world domination, and people should take the threat of China far more seriously than the threat of Russia. Put it that way. Far more seriously.
China!
China is asshole.
China are going. If we're not careful, and I mean, remember, our civilizations, the West, basically outsourced everything to China.
Yeah.
They make all of our stuff. They make everything we're using here right now. They make everything that you're watching us on right now.
Yeah.
They make all of our stuff. We outsourced everything to China. One day they could just turn off the tap.
Yeah.
They could just turn off the tap. Then what are we going to do? How quickly can we build our own manufacturing? They have quietly got themselves nice and rich, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've got themselves nice and rich and wealthy and fat with a well-regimented and well-controlled army. They are systematically...
More importantly, they have a well-regimented and well-controlled population.
Yes, they do.
Because they've got them right under the thumb.
I mean, they're so under the thumb that they literally have a secret police station on Crawley High Street. I mean, even when they're not in China, they are policing their own citizens.
They've got a police station in Glasgow.
Yeah, it should be shut down, but I
should
guarantee
be,
it hasn't been.
I bet they won't be. No,
because
nobody wants to admit it.
But what do we do? I mean, we can only warn people so much.
I know.
But ignore not just what we're saying about China, but ignore the threat of your own government at your own damn peril. Like John said earlier, how many councils? 83 councils are looking to put you into basically a system of control. Ignore the peril. Ignore them at your own peril, because you will find yourself with no freedom. None.
You're right. And you know what I'd like to do at this point?
What would you like to do?
I'd like to give people a little bit of levity. Are you up for it?
Please do.
Are you up for it, people? Would you like a little bit of levity?
Well,
I watched this afternoon and I thought it was hilarious. This is I'll set the scene. We're in Germany. We'll be in Germany in a coal mine, or at the scene of what should be a coal mine, because they've got to remove a village that doesn't want to go, and they've
also got to remove a Greta.
Oh no, Greta's away. She went. Remember, she went to Davos. So this was where Greta was arrested, though. But the climate activists are still there. But they've now got to deal with a wizard.
How you going, everyone? Welcome to Fight Day. We're over in Germany. Ich freue mich hier zu sein. The first thing I notice is that police officer is vlogging. That's a bit weird. Some say unprofessional, but yeah, you gotta have a side hustle. Anyway, let's address the elephant in the room. I have no idea who they're fighting. They've headed out for a conflict, and now they're just rolling around in mud. Or perhaps the mud is the enemy. I don't know. I'm not German. Oh, WTF? What? How? What? I'm speechless. 9 years of Aussie manning and I'm speechless. That's a fair dinkum fucking wizard. Why do the coppers want to crack down on Skyrim? You know what? It actually reminds me of the Bog of Eternal Stench in the hit movie Labyrinth. The wizard just floats over the mud. Oh, that was a bit patronising. Good job. Good career choice, says Gandalf. Why I order when I bloody get my hands on you. You're dead, wizard. Dead, replies the officer. Oh, hello. The mud says that's enough. Everyone stop arguing. The wizard puts his business card in the ground. Oh, that was petty. Did you see that? You'd think getting unstuck would be the priority, but nah, stopping a self-promoting wizard is the big picture. Our main man stomps around in a 360 and then comes right back to retrieve his humble piece of cardboard. I think that officer on the ground is almost in real trouble. This isn't any mud, it's like quicksand. The nah fuck you deadlock over the business card continues. There's a big standoff and it goes bye-bye. The wizard yells, "You bastard, you absolute bastard. Unstuck, unstuck." Nah, stuck again. Oh, look who's back. May inclement weather curse your soul eternally, shouts wizard. Oh, that was a huge throw this time. It's over. Or is it? Fucking hell. The classic pusher cop and run away move. I haven't seen that done since the 2015 Melbourne Cup, except she forgot the whole running away part, I guess. It now takes half the force to finally get him unstuck. Is anyone else waiting for one of them to shoot their way out? It wouldn't surprise me at this moment in history to see a human in a position of authority shoot mud. It would sound like one of the more normal things in the daily news cycle. Okay, I think everyone's good. The mud is taken care of. Where is that wizard? Toasties! Oh, there he is. They fire pepper spray, but he's too quick. You can't catch him. You got to get up pretty early in the morning to pepper spray a wizard. I don't think this guy is ever getting unstuck. He's going to be there for weeks. It reminds me of my 4-year-old son burying my feet at the beach. I end up trapped for days. Yeah, it's fucked. Oh, look out. He emerges from nowhere. He doesn't even need to run anymore. That's how powerful he is. Gee whiz, I sound like I have a crush on a German wizard. Maybe I do. I believe it's a climate change protest, so he cares about the environment. Whatever your views are, bloody calm down. That's all I'm saying. He cares about the environment, and people that care about the environment are nice, even if they're German wizards. He's got Riz. He's got Riz. Overall, I give this video 8 out of 10. It had everything. But the important thing is the people in the video seem to be having a lot of fun.
That's a classic, isn't it? That was a good one. How did the wizard not sink? He just floated over the mud. That was incredible.
He's a wizard.
It was incredible. Did he go like, I spell floaty feet?
Wingardium Leviosa. Oh dear, even DW says because wizard.
Yeah. That was well done. That was tremendous.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think it might be time to start winding things down. Wouldn't you think?
Oh, yeah. I think that was a good one to finish the show on, to be fair.
I think you're absolutely right, and I want to thank you all, obviously, for supporting not just this show, but all of the shows we've done all week, and the new segment, Propaganda Watch, which won't be on tomorrow morning, but will be on both of us on Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
We would really appreciate it if you would consider helping us continue to grow by liking, sharing, subscribing, all of that good stuff. And of course, if you can, then please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com.
And And, at patreon.com/Chasing Dissent. And feel free to interrupt the show at any point by supporting us on Ko-fi. Because if you do, it interrupts the show. You get a freaking loud siren, and then it reads out your message in a computerized voice.
Do you want to send them a test message? Show them what happens.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, send them a test message quickly.
Hey, quickly, yes, sir.
quickly now, boy.
Quickly, boy, send them a test message. My God, boy, just do it.
Just get it done. Is it done?
From someone, test alert.
There you go. See?
I'm just watching it.
Big siren sound and test alert. And it'll drop off. There you go.
Sounded great.
Gets your attention.
Does get your attention. So you can interrupt the show, and you can call us bastards if you want.
Yeah, you could.
You could call us ball bags.
Ball bags.
You could literally pay us money to tell us we're assholes.
Yeah.
We don't mind. Honestly, we don't mind. But with that, I am going to be back here tomorrow night to do a little bit of a ring-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding, raise the vibration, sing-song show. It will be a one and done, so you watch it live. You won't be able to watch it back. We'll do it live at 9 o'clock. We'll do a sing-along. My personal donation will be open for that because I'm
and
bored.
this will also be the last one on this channel.
Yes, you will have to go and subscribe over onto the other channel, which I'm once again renaming.
What are you calling it now?
Would you like to know what the new name for it is?
Oh, it would have been nice to have fucking known before everybody else.
Well, nobody knows yet.
All right, okay. Well, are
Nobody
you
knows.
just announcing it now? Is this like your gender reveal party?
It's like my gender reveal, right? Because let's face it, I think the Swampy's great. The Swampy's great. We like it, but I think Chasing Adventures would be better.
Do you? Okay.
Maybe. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. But I think we've got to make it something more uplifting.
Okay.
I think we do.
Chasing thrills.
Oh, I'm always chasing thrills.
Thrill
John.
chaser.
I'm a
Thrill
chasing
chaser.
Chasing Ascent, says whoever 11.
It's not bad, but that sounds more like something. That sounds like something for our consciousness channel.
I do want it to basically be more tied to this channel, but also something nicely uplifting because it is our second channel. It is our baby.
Thrill chaser.
Thrill chasers.
Thrill chasers. Yeah, thrill chasers.
I like it. I like it.
I like that.
But we were chasing crumpets, says Adam.
No, Adam's got a new channel, hasn't he?
Has he? What?
Is Adam not? Is that not Chasing Badgers?
Yeah. He's got a theme song and all.
Oh no, I'm confusing them. His channel, Adam's channel's what is it? The Badger Beater.
Perhaps. John.
Yeah. Good night.
We got to sign off properly. We got to tell him it's been fucking great for him, John.
I know.
I'd like to
thank you one and all for attending this Friday Night All In with me, John, and with Ben. It's been great. For you.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of it.